Hello and welcome. As in my previous tutorial, I deal with the stuff of display grid and other stuff. And now, today in my today's video, what I'm going to do is let's delete this all stuff from right here and delete this whole stuff from right here. And now let's create a basic template from scratch because I love doing work from scratch. And today we are going to build a navbar without using anything which we don't know, which I don't explain in this tutorial. So this is good. And one thing, navbar is not going to be responsive because I don't tell you anything about of responsive, but it will work on PCs and tablets at the most point, but I don't know it work on phone and any other stuff like that. So as the times goes on and my videos come to YouTube, you could use all my responsive tutorials to see that stuff and make the nap always also responsive. And hope you that makes sense. And let's create the nap. So in today's video we are making a nap. So let me open my live server from right here. So as my now live server is now open, let's first of all create a div. So as the HTML5 comes, some new syntax comes to HTML5. So the main basic syntax, as in all website we have a nav bar. So they what HTML developers you could say do is they created a default tag for nav bar. So we could write nav and hit enter to create that nav bar tag. And in that nav bar we could make let's say div with a class of nav logo. So it will be for our logo. And let's give it a h4 and save the logo. So it generally you could paste your name or your company name and any other stuff like that. And now what I could do is create nav links. So generally in nav we have a logo. In the basic nav bar we have a logo, and in other side we have home, about us, and other stuff like that. So right here I'm going to create 4 h tag, and in every h tag what I'm going to do is create, sorry, let's create an a tag have equals just like that, and let's close this. Close this, and now we have something like this. So now we could name here anything we want. So what I wanted to name right here is, let's say first of all home, and all there is going to be home. I'm going to name this contact us, contact us, and after contact us I'm going to name this about us, and I'm going to name this other is, let's say, our work. And one thing I'm thinking about is our work should be above from all of them, because generally in website people refer to their work. Let's, and now I've saved all that stuff which I do right here into my markup, and it's look like this. Now let's take this to like this, and do this like this. No, we are not making a website web navbar which is responsive, so it's not good for us. It look ugly and tedious to us. So now comes to our CSS file. Did I link the CSS file? No. So let's link that file and name this index.css. So now I link that file, so I could do all stuff right here. So first of all, resetting the margin and padding and all that stuff we do in all websites. And after that, we could deal with the other school stuff. So let's deal with our body. So what I wanted to in my body is a background, and I want some background of linear gradient. So generally linear gradient is something like uh, you could give two colors and it will mix that colors in certain composition, you could say. So I will give here pink and orange. It should look like Instagram. And now if I save and go, so now it's look like tedious. So what I could do is I could give a height, because in my body there is no height and no nothing in my body. So what I could do is write 100 vh. So 100 vh is very big. It's cover the whole page. Okay, so it will like the whole page. So now you could see it's look pretty good. Also you could give some certified some degrees. So let's certify that 45 degrees, so it will tends towards 45 degree, but that mean is like this. Okay, you could mess with that numbers or degrees, it's your own choice. I'm not going to dive on that. And now let's do something in that. So what we could do is give a display flex. What display flex will do is what I did right here, display flex. So it makes the nav logo and this nav links URL to be display flex. Now one thing I am wondering is, does I have to give it UL. I am also using auto rename tag, which rename my tag as I rename the upper starting tag. Okay, so it's your own choice. You could download or you could do. It's for my sake of time. So now let's deal with nav links. So what I could do with nav links, let's deal with the nav logo. So no. Let's deal with nav links because it's necessary to make things little better for us and give it margin. Now if I go to my browser, it should look like this, which is not very good much. And now I could give like margin not right here. I could do like go to Nav Links to my URL. Nav link is my URL. Sorry for that. What I'm doing. Uh, what I could do is give some margin left. So if I get margin left and I give auto, what it do? It generally go to back to right here. So now let's give it a margin right so that it will not stuck to the margin to the right side of the browser, and let's give it 2 em of margin right. It should be perfect, I think so. So now it's looking at least good. Okay, so now let's deal with nav links li. Okay, and nav links li we have to deal with one other thing, which is nav links a, because the color thing is only going to change in nav links a. We could give it a color of white and uh, remove that underline. If I go to my page, this underline I could remove this only by if I give text decoration to none, because text decoration generally for it's a default setting for all URLs, but I'm going to remove it. Okay, so now it's removed. Let's give some not right here. Let's give the margin to right here. Margin left. So give it a margin left. We could give is 200 pixel. I think it should work quite bit. Okay, now it's working. So let's give it instead of 22 em 2 em. Now it should be work. Now it's good. So let's give the font size. Font size I wanted to have is 2 em. So font size is now good. Change the number spell with that. 1 gram is good. I think 1 gram is the same. 2 gram. Now it's good. And for removing this uh, circles, what I could do is generally I could list style, and here I have all the thing we could do. I will give it none. So what it's generally remove that thing. Okay, so this is how you could remove that stuff. Now what I could do is here's my all that things. So let's deal with the nav logo. Okay, so now all things is looking somehow good, and we could deal with the nav logo. So let's give it a font size of 1.8 em, because I want my logo to somehow big from all that stuff. And let's give it a padding of 0.4 gram and 0.8 gram. It's top, down, and left, right, just like that. Okay, so now you could see it. Okay, so what I could do is let's give it a font variant. The font variant generally is for small caps, which make your letters look like this, and I look it pretty good. And I could give a certify a font family. Let's certify a font family, and let's certify this font family. I don't know what it looks like, and it's so pretty. And now let's give some padding to now li. So the padding I wanted to give is 4 gram and 0.8 gram. So now it's good. So we should look not, it's not looking good. So let's give it 0 RAM. So now it's good, okay, because it will stuck to that point and it will like this. So now it's good. We have all that thing and good. You could change the color if you want. So let's give a nav logo background display. Background. I'm going to give RGBA because I love that. RGBA stands for red, green, blue. Alpha. Alpha is the opacity. You could mess with that number. Okay. So right here I will give 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 to 5. Or let's give 0, 0, 0. Why I'm giving like this? 0, 0. And now let's give it a color of what we could do is 0.7 and just like that and save. So now it has a color like this. And if I now go to my logo and change the color to, let's say, white, smoke, some different from so the logo is going to be reflected to your eyes. So now it's looking good, very good. So it's good. We created a navbar. It's looking pretty good. And we could also mess with Nav Links A. So if I press Nav Links A, so you know hover means, hover generally means is if there is a link and if you hover over that, if you go to your mouse and take the mouse right there, what you wanted to do is uh, what you want to do, you could specify the properties for that. So if I write Nav Links hover, okay, and now in Nav Link hover, I could write just like text decoration underline. So now it should look like this, but there's a problems coming out. If I hover over one, then the other is also going to hover, and the reason why I think it's hovering is because I have to write now links 8, so it should solve the problem, and now it's solved. That's it. And other problem I'm seeing right here is the cursor is like the text, but I don't want the cursor to be like text. So what I could do is in my nav logo actual I could specify some property for my cursor. It's pretty good. And I could write pointer. So let's save and go to now it's like pointer and it's look like my website, the logo, you could press some link and other stuff, other cool stuff, and it looks pretty good. So does it so now it's not responsive, but you could once we get to the responsive point of view, then we will deal with this website. Okay, till this point it's looking pretty good, and you could mess with other things, you could mess with the color, you could mess with the other things, and it's look pretty good. And I'm not going to do anything right here. So hope you like the video, you enjoy something and you've learned something. There is lot much more to learn here. Okay, there are lot much more property I tell you, just like how we know today with your text decoration. And it's because of I'm not let's see that I'm not going to make tutorials on generally hover and padding and list style because it's not too much of just we make projects, then we automatically understanding all this property. So that's why I'm doing like this. Hope you understand and like the video. Please like and subscribe my channel if you like. See you in the next video. Bye bye.